am glad that they're having problems, although I will admit Fernando Tatis is a guilty pleasure.
Speaking of Tatis, you know who's kind of like Tatis? Elly De La Cruz a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. So we'll bring out the old buy, sell, hold.
Let's do it.
All right. So let's see. Let's go with we'll go with Elly, Corbin Carroll, and J-Rod. What are you going to do, Phil?
So Elly, I had a chance to look into his numbers before this episode, and 4 home runs and 150 plate appearances. Max exit velocity is there. Clearly, he hits the ball hard. If you've watched one game at all, you know that. Ground balls are really high, like 55%. So the current way that he's putting balls into play doesn't bode well for like a 30 home run hitter. But I think it's still early. I don't know if that data is like sample size is large enough for it to be considered stabilized. I would watch that ground ball rate. I would expect to see a power surge coming. If that doesn't come soon, then I'd say that he goes from a little overvalued to a lot overvalued. Striking out about 30% of the time, that doesn't bother me much because we kind of knew that was like the best case scenario, given his minor league numbers. He seemed to have made a progression recently in AA, AAA with the hit tool, holding that high batting average. He has a history of high batting average balls in play because he's fast, and also hitting the ball in the ground kind of helps too. So I don't think the batting average right now is a fluke. I think, and we saw that with Tatis. And actually, if you look at the two players, so strikeout rate's one thing, but then if you look a little bit deeper, how much does Elly De La Cruz swing at balls outside the zone, and how often does he swing and miss? So like, what's his contact rate? And also with those balls outside the zone, contact percentage, how often is he swinging and missing at those? And his numbers are actually very similar to like this year's Tatis, like the best version of Tatis. The contact rates, all very similar. It's below league average. It's not ideal, but it's not terrifying either. And given what we knew about Elly before he got called up, I'd say that that's definitely a good thing. So with me, clearly he's got the speed, and that's 99th, 100th percentile in the league. That's awesome. Clearly he's still raw. He can make changes. He could get better. He's a very exciting player. Being a switch hitter makes him a little less prone to slumping, like an O'Neal Cruz who can hit left-handed pitchers. Being a little bit shorter than O'Neal Cruz, I think he's like 6'5". Fangraphs has him listed at like 6'2", 150. It's like
that's amazing.
That's crazy.
No.
So less likely to maybe get injured, and for his body to hold up in his late 20s, early 30s, like that's good to see. For me, I'm paying attention to the walk rate. Right now, he's striking out 5 to 6 times as much as he's walking. I'm more concerned with the walk rate for him. Right now, it's like 5.5%. I'd like to see him get that up. Still early, still raw. I'd like to see him get that up to like 8% or higher. I'm watching the defense, and most importantly, I'm watching the ground balls and the power, which I expect to see that to turn around, hopefully sooner rather than later. So, slight sell on Elly right now.
Okay.
You didn't see that coming?
With Corbin Carroll, I'm actually, because I have a pretty decent allocation in him, I was starting to consider selling off some pieces before the shoulder thing happened, which turned out to be a false alarm so far. I don't know though, those shoulders, like we've seen it with Tatis. We're not doctors, so we don't know, but he's had shoulder issues in the past.
He had off-season surgery, right? Last year?
A couple years ago.
He had shoulder surgery at some point last year or the year before.
Yeah, like in 2019 or 2020, and it took him out for the whole year.
Yeah.
So,
and he's small.
Yeah, he's a small dude, and the way he swings with like kind of the one-handed follow-through, in order for him to generate that power, he almost kind of needs to swing like that. He might be sacrificing a bit if he was to change his swing to keep both hands on the bat. We started to see, I think in mid-June, his OPS was like 950 plus. At one point, I think he led the National League in OPS. Batting average is above 300. I mean, his hit tool is pretty good, but like to see that his rookie year. Hadn't yet seen too many breaking pitches because he hits fastballs really, really well. So I saw some regression coming. The power, I mean, I expected like 15 to 23 home runs this year, not like 15 to 23 before the All-Star break. So I think, the OPS probably deserves to be in the high 800s, probably below 900. 950 was too high. Batting average probably finishes below 300 like it is right now. Walk rate, strikeout rates look great. So I think we're just nitpicking here. Stolen base success rate is great. It's on pace for like 40. That's probably the one thing some people did expect this year in his rookie year. And that could go up in time as he begins to get more confident. It's clearly not a team preference thing. There's other guys on that team are stealing. So anyways, long story short, Corbin Carroll, before the shoulder injury, I expect regression. I would have been a slight sell on him now, but now with the shoulder thing, which isn't a problem, I still feel a little bit nervous, and I still would be probably a sell on Carroll.
It doesn't work like that.
Doesn't work like that.
No, it doesn't work like that.
Well, I mean, how does it work?
Well, you've sold the first two.
Yeah, slight sell.
You have to hold or buy Corbin, or flip on Elly, and then the last one is J-Rod.
So J-Rod is the guy that I would be selectively buying. I do have a few of his cards already. I'm underwater on them. I expected more of like a preseason hype surge, which we didn't see. Then I kind of get stuck holding it back a little bit. Then I'm like, okay, now I'm praying for performance. Like, he didn't show us last year everything that we saw from Acuna and Soto their rookie year. Like, just looking at like OPS, walk rate, and strikeout rate, keeping it simple. He was a clear notch below that. I think what helped is the counting stats for like, what did he put up, 25. He just barely hit a couple milestones, one rookie of the year. And a lot of those younger players just failed last year, between Wander and Vlad and Soto and Acuna being hurt and Lubob being hurt. Where I think like we didn't have distractions, and that led more people to kind of go all in J-Rod, and for his prices to be in the long term, I guess, overvalued versus, you know, where they were in the preseason. So, but now his stuff is down close to 40%. I'd be selectively buying. I want to find people that are kind of like panicking, that have a lot of his stuff, kind of like me, but I already have like a decent allocation in him. So how much am I really going to spend? And I might actually be more picky than I should be, because I don't feel like I need to buy any more of him, as I already own so much. So of all of them, I think J-Rod's the best buy.
And if gun to head, you had to hold Corbin or Elly.
So right now, first Bowman, refractor, PSA 10 autograph of Corbin is like $1,500-$1,600, but I don't think there's one that's sold for a little bit. I actually have one in auction right now that's selling on PC Sports Cards. So like, sell means sell, right? Like, I can't say buy, or else I'll end up on Sports Card Radio. But and with Elly De La Cruz, that same card is going for maybe like, is it like $2,500? I don't know. It's close. It's kind of like a slight sell on both. I don't feel comfortable holding those guys in the offseason at those prices if I'm buying them.
All right. So we'll do a sell buy on that one.
Yeah, let's do that.
Here's a quick question, a little bit of a turn. Let's say they had all similar pricing on their first Bowman autos, and you had to hold for 5 years. Which one of those three would you buy? Have to hold it for 5. You got to ride the crazy train.
You know, maybe it is Elly.
Okay. He's the more exciting of the three. I mean, anybody that can essentially steal any base at any time is pretty fun to watch.
And it's crazy how, like, talent keeps on getting better and better. When we saw J-Rod, we're like, oh, we're never going to see an athlete like that again. J-Rod was, I think, a better prospect than Elly. Probably up till like a month before Elly got called up. Then it's like, whoa, who is this dude? He's walking now. He's not striking out as much. I think with J-Rod, people expect a little better average, a little better OBP, a little better power. And he still has that raw power. But he's going to need to show it outside the home run derby. So
I was going to say, if it was just the derby, man, your cards would have gone to the moon.
I know. And we kind of saw the same thing last year from him. Like, he literally, I know he had a pretty solid year and a great year for rookie, but his performance in his cards peaked right around the home run derby last year. So it's kind of funny.
Well,
that
and
they did it again.
and he not comparing the two in terms of the style of their game or their tools, but he and Soto are definitely more second half guys.
We'll see. I mean, it's still J-Rod's still young in his career. I'd like to hope so. And not for the people holding Bobby Witt, because I don't really care who's stuck with the Bobby Witt bag, but just for the sake of baseball, I want to see Bobby Witt play better. I know he has of late. The issue is